Hello guys, you're welcome to Photographics Academy. All right, so I'm so excited about what we are learning today. Very interesting. Okay, so today I'll be taking you through how I would like take your hand, walk you through the process on how we're able to create the stunning picture you are looking at, how we're able to create it from this to this. Just in few minutes. I will not waste your time. We'll go straight to the point. We'll make some mistakes along the line. We'll make some mistakes, but we'll correct it right here in this tutorial. So the first thing we will do definitely is cut out your background. I already took the liberty to do that. If you want to learn how I was able to achieve that, simply click on the link showing up in the video, or rather go down to the information part. You're going to see a link on a detailed video on how you can cut out your background quickly from your images. And having done that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly create a solid color that I'm going to be using as my base background, so I can create whatever I want to create on it, then change it to whatever I want. So don't bother about halos if you see them now. This is not exactly the one we're going to be using. So this is just for base work, like I said, for base work. So another thing I want you to do is to convert your image to a smart object. Very important. I'm going to tell you why later. Okay, so let's start working. We'll go straight over to this place. This is exactly where we'll start everything we'll be using. And I forgot to tell you, all the props, you will be getting them, all of them for free. It's a gift from us, the Graphics Academy, to you, all of them. And trust me, they are high res, and you can post them on any platform. You won't have any copyright issue. Is that you are getting those props for free. You don't need to go and start looking for it. It will be there for you. All right, so the first thing I want to take in is our platform. So what I'll be doing for organization purpose is I'm going to be renaming each one. So I'm going to click on this one. Before I take it in, let me just call it platform. Platform, like that. So we wouldn't get confused when we have a lot of layers stacking in our image. So I'm going to take this, place it over here. Press yes. Okay, so we'll place it down. You can decide to scale before you make it big. So we'll just scale in a little like this. So it comes a bit closer to the camera. I'll make it look just a bit big like this. And increase the size. Press OK. Of course, this is correctable later. Bring it down a little. Yeah, there. Then go over to our object. Place it. Make sure that your object layer is placed over the platform so it wouldn't look unrealistic. So the next thing we'll do is to make sure we fit in the image. Now, this is where the smart object comes in handy. What the smart object does for you? When you bring down your image like this and press OK and take it up again, what happens is that your image is going to assume that compressed size. If you are doing that without a smart object, if you are doing that without a smart object and you squinch in your image like this, when you drag it up again, you are going to lose details. So that is why we are using smart object to make sure we retain details on our image. Even if we take it down, take it up, no matter how many times we do that, it will keep the details intact. So I'm going to scale her in to, you can decide to uncheck your auto select if it's messing with your mind. So I'm going to place my anchor point here. Oh my God. Please, I will check this. I will to place my anchor point here, Control T. Yeah, can just let's click on any parts like this. I wanted to show you how to put your anchor point. It should be somewhere here when you just hold your alternate and click. It shows up like this. Let me on this so you can place it here. So this is our anchor point. Yeah, so you can place your anchor point down here and now scale your image in like that. So when you are scaling in, it makes sure that it stays right there. So after you've scaled in and make sure you have gotten the center of your platform, you can now make her big like that. Just like that. But do not make it look too much so it doesn't start looking unrealistic. Like that. Beautiful. So I think I like it this way. Like it this way. Press OK. You can decide to make your platform big too. Just a little bigger than that. So it looks very realistic so that we can tell someone this lady is standing on this and the person can actually believe us. So we'll just make her a little bit bigger. Yeah, beautiful. I think I love this one. Press OK. Now, the next thing we're going to be doing is to introduce our shadows. Make sure she's standing on this. Make sure she's standing on this thing. I think my platform needs to get a little bigger. Like that. No, let's leave it the way it is. If we need to touch it again, we'll come back and touch it. But for now, let's use it the way it is. So the next thing I want to do is I want to quickly add my shadow. So create an empty layer just in between the two of them. Take your brush. Take your brush, probably a hard brush, something a bit hard. Increase the flow, can drop down the opacity. Press Ctrl T. Right click, go to distort. So we want to make the shadow lie on the floor like this. I want to make it directly on the floor like this. Beautiful. So you can drag this out a little more. You can decide to change the face. But I want it in the front, so I'll keep it right there in the middle. Like that. Beautiful. So when you are sure that it's lying down on the floor, when you are sure that you have it on the floor, the next thing you are going to do is right click again and go to free transform to make it small. Hold your shift, make it small. Beautiful. Yeah, bring it in. I think it's now too small. Please it just a little to be able to fit in. You can try to flip in to make her look like she's falling. So we just make it a bit bigger to be able to cover the two legs. Yeah, like that. Beautiful. That's perfect. Press OK. Can change the blend mode to soft light to see the effect. I think is not giving me what I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just drop down the opacity like that and blur it out a little. Blur it out a little. Perfect. Is it just a little more? So I think my opacity is too low. This is too much, obviously. So I'm going to show you another trick that you can use to even make your shadows look more realistic. That you can use to even make your shadows look more realistic. In the process of the video, we are going to look at that. Just want to make sure we have it perfectly here. Nice, beautiful. I think this is okay. Can bring it out like this. Okay, I think this is fine. Hold on, trying to keep this as realistic as possible. All right, so I think I'm having too much. The shadow is spreading out on this part of my image. So I'm going to just pick up my eraser tool. Let's find it. Where is our eraser tool? Here. Just pick up our eraser tool and clean that area out. Just clean where out. Okay, so after you are done with the cleaning, good to go. Good to go. So this is the image without the shadows. This is it with the shadows. All right, so just a little adjustment here and there, and we are good. Okay, so we are good to go. The next thing we're going to be bringing in is our flower pot, just to stand beside her. So we'll just go over to this area. You can now go back and on your auto select, so it can just be easy for you to locate. So we'll just drag it and drop just over here. Place it over here. I think this is already nice. Then increase the size. Excuse me. All right. Increase the size. I wouldn't scale. If I scale to push it forward, I wouldn't scale. I'll just increase the size like this. Increase the size like this. Press OK. So I wouldn't bother putting a different shadow for it. It's already assuming the shadow that came from the lady. So I'll just leave that one like that. I'll just leave that one like that. I'll just make sure I make a good use of it. Press OK. And we're good to go. So I wouldn't do anything. It's already looking realistic with it there. I think I want to make it bigger a little. Shall we just increase the size? Yeah, like that. Push it in, press OK. I think I like it like this. So this is it. So the next thing we're going to be doing, I would have created its own shadow using the same pattern, but this is already looking nice. So I'm going, the shadow of the lady is giving me enough effect all together. So the next thing we are bringing in is our leaf. I think I'll be using this one. I'll just drag it, sorry, this one. I'll just drag it, very simple. What's that? Oh, is that okay? Yeah. I'll just drag it over, place it here. Flip it. I want it flipped like this. Like this, like this, like this. Yeah. Make it a little bigger. Like that. Trying it out a little. I wouldn't want the edge to be showing. Yeah. I'll just make it. Yeah. Like that. Of course, it's fully customizable. If you feel like you want to change anything about it, you can absolutely do that later. I think I like it coming out from here like that. Be a little bit thin press. Okay. So we'll have it there. I don't want it. I want it flipping. I want it flipping. It's getting bigger. I want it pointing downwards like this. Hold on a bit, sir. Yeah. Well, I like the composition. Make it inwards. Okay, so I think I like it here. So I'll double click on it to add its own shadow. So I'll just double click on it to open my blend. I'll just go to drop shadow. That you can decide to move the angle a little. If you feel like moving the angle, you can decide to move the angle. But I think I like it. Press OK. And your shadow is properly applied. Look at it, it's beautiful. So the next thing we'll do is I want to bring in this ring. I love this ring. I want to bring it in. So I'll just drag it like this. Drop it over here. Make sure that it's behind our object. And just make your object layer go to the up. Make this, scale this out like this. So I want the circle just where her curves showed up like that. Beautiful. Nice. Beautiful. I don't want to do any other thing to it. It's properly where I want it to be. So the next thing I want to do was that, okay, I think I'm going to be changing the background now. I think I love the effect I'm getting. One more thing I'm going to be doing is I want to pick up this background. So I'm going to match these two together. So it just reduces the whole work. This one, and where is it? Okay, so I'm selecting everything. I'm looking for the one down. So we'll just be opening up every other thing one after the other to see exactly where they are, like that. Once I get what I'm looking for, I'm going to let you know. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for. So I want this and this. So drag it like that. Just drag the layers like this over here. So match them together. Very important. Match them together. So match them together. And now scale it out like this. Scale it out like this. Once it's filling up the canvas, like that, press OK. So we'll send it down behind every other thing. Send it down behind every other thing, like that. Okay. Except the platform. I think we need to just make a little adjustment with it. Perfect. Picture. Perspective. So there's a little adjustment I want to make. The middle here needs a little adjustment. The blending was not entirely beautiful. So we'll just use our lasso tool, our patch tool rather, and fix it like this. Or you can decide to just select this and blur it out. Any pattern that works for you is just perfect. Right, then this is what I need to do. And even pick up your mixer brush tool and just smoothing things out here and the edges here, like that. Beautiful. Okay, so we've gotten it blended. So we'll open up every other thing and we are good to go. Look at it there. So one thing I want to do is I want to add shadow from behind the platform. Just watch what I'm going to do. So I'll create an empty layer here. Very important, my black dab. Put my black dab like this. Okay, so press Ctrl T to start. Then we'll drag it down like this to fit into what we want to do, like this. Beautiful. Like that. Can zoom out to see what we are doing perfectly. We want it spreading out like this. Now press OK. So we'll change the blend mode to soft light. Any other blend mode that will make it work, or we can drop the opacity. I would love to work with soft light, multiply, all without give, multiply. So we'll drop down the opacity and make a little adjustment to the shape. Then we need to bring it inwards a little more, distort it more. It's not entirely on the floor. To fill it in a little jar, just like that. Love that shape. Nice. Beautiful. Press OK. Okay, so you can decide to equally blur it a little so that the edges will not be too sharp. Remember, we are doing manipulation, so we are keeping things as simple as possible and as realistic as possible. That is the essence of all the moving around, dragging things from here and there, just to make it look perfect and nice. Press OK. So we'll drop down the flow. Yeah, like that. I think I love it the way it is. What if we do soft light? What do you think? I reduce the opacity. Do screen. What does screen add? Screen doesn't really do much, so we stick to our normal reduce the opacity just to make it look, to have that limitation and separation from the floor. We press OK. We are good to go. So we can zoom in. So if you think it's too much, you can keep on reducing it. Me, I feel it's too much. That's why I kept on reducing it. I need to push it towards this area a little more. Okay, so this is before, this is after, just to give it that base to stand. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I want to introduce a little bit of gradient inside this circle over here to push it out to separate her from the background. So to do that, I'll just come here, create a gradient, make sure it's a radial gradient, bring it in, reduce your scale to contain it within this area, then change it to white. I want to use pure white, so I'll just change it to white like that. Beautiful. Do the same thing here. Yeah. So it gives you that separation from the background. You can decide to move it around, you can even bring it down, you can place it anywhere you want to place it, you can place it here. But for here, I want to do it just in the middle. Maybe a little bit of the scaling out a little. Okay, so one thing I noticed is that I'm having green tint on my platform, which I do not want. So I'm going to go to my platform. I'll just click on it. Let's find it. This is our shadow. This is our platform. So I'm going to just desaturate it. So that I wouldn't want to do a lot, just like that. When it's up a little like that. Press OK. So we now have a clean white platform that our image is standing on, and you can keep doing things, you can keep building. So I think I need to do a little adjustment to my leaves, reduce the opacity a little, the saturation a little. It's too saturated, darken it down just slightly. Press OK. So one more thing we need to do to make our image pop out is that we need to add a little brightness to her face. Take her face stored into the whole effect. So just add a little brightness to her face like that. So we'll press Ctrl I to hide it and now mask it in. Pick up your brush and mask it in. Make sure you go back to a soft brush and paint it in like this. Just her face. Go back. See the way it's standing out now. Standing out from the whole stuff. So bring it out. Bring it down the opacity a little. So this is before. This is after. So I need to create a vignette effect for the whole overall image. So to do that, I'm just going to go down here, create an empty layer, pick up my elliptical marker to draw a circle over it like this, just like this. Yeah. Select inverse, very important. Then fill it up with black. fill it up with black. So we'll have our vignette effect. Change the blend mode to soft light. You can decide to leave it like this. This is absolutely beautiful, but I want to blur it out a little so that the vignette effect will be just a soft light effect. Then you can use your move tool. To make adjustment to it. Just use your move tool to make adjustment to it. Something like that, but I don't think I want that. So I just want to make it smaller. Free transform things. I just want to make it come in. Maybe take here out a little. Yeah, bring this one in. So you can make any adjustment you want to make to your vignette effect right now to make it come together. So this is before, this is after, this is before, this is after. If you feel like you want it closer, you can actually duplicate and use and just bring it inwards like this. Bring it inwards like this. Create a mask. And clean off the edge. Very simple. This will just blends into the original one. That is, if you feel like you want more, and just dab stuff in. But I don't think I want that. So I want to add a little texture to this whole background stuff so that it stands out. So just to do that, this is extra. We already have this very nice image here. But just to show you a little bit of what you can do, you can just go over to this place. Let's find our, hold on a little, let me just locate it like this. Okay, so I think we're going to stop right there. So this is the overall image before and after. Remember, we deselected this. You can decide to delete your color fill now. That is a solid color. You can decide to delete it now, and you have a very nice image. So let's go to our history so we can just locate where we started. So this was the image when we started. This was the image when we are done. So I'm noticing two things I can do better. I can improve the shadow on her leg by just adding a little more, just to make things look a bit more realistic. Or rather, let's do this. Let's reflect her. Press Ctrl J, press Ctrl T. Right click as a flip horizontally, rather flip vertically. So you can drag it down. Just bring her down like this. So this is going to make the whole image come together. Before we do that, let's create a group of everything we've done. Also, hold on a little. I will show you the reason. A group of everything we've done till now. Here, press Ctrl G. So we'll have a group of everything we've done right here. So you can scale everything inwards like this. So I want to have everything go in at once. That's the essence of the grouping of this. Beautiful. So we can equally move her to the center. Just move her to the center. Just everything we've done. So I want to have a positioning for my reflection. That is the reason I did what I did. So you can now decide to delete the group or whatever you want to do. So we still have everything intact, except that our leaf is spotting out too much. So we can take it back if we wish to. Where's our leaf? Okay, so we can just decide to push it back. Then this is messy. Okay, so push it back a bit too. Yeah, like that. Okay, so we'll have it where we want it. It's all flipped. It's okay. Let's leave it that way. All right, so I want to create a reflection of her on the floor. So to do that, I'll just come over here, Ctrl J, Ctrl T, and make sure I say flip vertically. Now, I have enough space to give a perfect reflection. That was the essence of the whole thing. You can even use your perspective over here to just make her point out like this a little more. Yeah. So we'll have our waist directly in front, just like that. Just like that. Press. We can now reduce the size. Flip transform. Place Yeah. So you can now reduce the size so it doesn't look unrealistic like that. That didn't work. So let's leave it like that. So what we'll do right now is I will just change the blend mode to soft light and we'll have her reflected on the floor, just like that. Or you can check any other blend mode that works for you. So let's just go through the blend modes. I see the one that gives us what we want to do perfectly. This is too much. So I think soft light works. Value, I think soft light works. So one thing I noticed I want to do is I want to create these curves that it have, being that it's on this area. So I just want to drag here in. Excuse me, I didn't skew. There to skew like that. Select here. So I'll just want to mimic the curves, the bendings on this part. Yeah, like that. So it doesn't look like it didn't bend on that area. Yes, like that. So once our finger is showing, press OK, and we have a perfect reflection. If you feel the reflection is not what you want, you can actually do it this way and reduce the opacity. Like that. Beautiful. And make it maybe a bit darker. So it shows up very well. Reduce it like that. Nice. Probably desaturate a little. Nice. So we have it perfectly in place. Let us place. Nice. Beautiful. All right, so let's look at it before and after. So we'll have our reflection on the floor. We can equally create the reflection for the flower pot as well. So to do that, I'll just select my flower pot. The same thing like this. Just select it. Where is it? Flower pot, where are you? Okay, so we found it right here. Where is our pot? All right, so we found it. I will remove the auto select. Ctrl J, the same effect. Ctrl J, where are you? Okay, so Ctrl J, Ctrl T, flip vertical. Comes in, this like this. Just make sure it's directly on the like this. I'll use my perspective to drag it out a little so it mimics the same pattern of the first reflection we created. Very important you do that. Press OK. Can reduce the opacity like that. Just slightly like that. Nice. So I want to reduce the saturation as well. Okay. So we'll have it perfectly placed. I think I need to flip a little. It will be directly on that. Yeah. Press OK. I will have a very nice reflection, but I do not want the leaves reflected as well. So I'm just going to pick up my brush and clean up the leaves. It will now bring it in just small. Bring it in a little, just dab it in, and we are good to go. I think the image is perfect. So one more thing you can do is that you can decide to color grade. Probably create just a photo filter effect to make the whole thing come together. So I love using cooling effect. Gives me a very nice effect on my image, and we are good to go. Look at that perfect image. Except that our vignette effect is looking awful. So I'm going to just make a little adjustment to that. Yeah, like that. Beautiful. So this is before, this is after. Hold on a little. Right, nice. Okay, so let's look at the whole image where we started. This is the image when we started, a flat image, and we are able to take it to this level. Thank you for watching this amazing video. I hope you've subscribed to our channel already. If you have not, run now, click on the subscribe button, and do not forget to click on the notification button as well to get notified every single time we drop a new video. We always have amazing videos coming for you almost 3 to 4 times every week. Amazing content that I'm very sure you would love, So thank you once again. That was a little adjustment I decided to do. Thank you once again. Do not forget to subscribe. I will see you on our next video.